Sheesh. What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And in this video, we gotta break down tons of crazy things. First off, we gotta talk about the brand new Ask Valorant, where they talk about actually losing rank for dodging and much more. So we're gonna break all that down. And then we gotta talk about new potential leaked game modes coming out and much more. So we're gonna break it all down in this video. Make sure you watch to the end, and you better smash the like and subscribe, or I'm going to cut off your pinky toe. We'll go to the GameLeap website in the links down below for in-depth advanced VODs, tips and tricks, map guides, agent courses. We got so much freaking content on the GameLeap website, so what are you waiting for? Go check it out in the links down below. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, the first thing that we gotta talk about is the Ask Valorant, February 24th, and this is gonna answer some of the really big important questions that the community has for the Riot developers. The first one being about losing rank for actually dodging matches. And here's the question. I'm gonna read it, then I'm gonna read their answer, and then we're gonna talk about it. So the question was this: can you explain the reason for the planned rank rating penalty for Q dodging? Sometimes I have real good reasons to dodge, and I don't think I should lose ranked rating. Now, Riot responded in this way: we understand a ranked rating deduction, no matter how small, can feel like a painful penalty. So we wanna be extremely clear with how the system works and why. First things first, these changes target players who repeatedly Q dodge and will have minimal impact on players who only Q dodge occasionally. We hope having a small 3-point rank rating deduction proves additional deterrence for players who frequently dodge, without being too punishing for the person who rarely dodges at all. We've also kept it quick to earn back your rank rating while not impacting your MMR with these penalties. However, repeat Q dodging will add up, and repeat Q dodging offenders will feel the intended pain of this. For reference, our data shows that over 50% of dodges are caused by less than 2% of the players, and the vast majority of players very rarely Q dodge, if at all. Targeting those repeat offenders should have a massive impact on how frequently you encounter Q dodgers in your own games. All that being said, we recognize that Q dodging is an important tool to avoid really painful situations like toxic teammates, and even if most Q dodges are caused by a small group of people trying to manipulate their competitive experience, we don't want to take that safety net away from you. That's why our systems will have high forgiveness for infrequent offenders. A final note, we will be watching the impact of these changes closely when we ship them, targeted for patch 2.05 coming soon. If we miss the mark, whether we don't reduce Q dodging enough or we punish our more well-intentioned players too harshly, we'll make adjustments to the system. Simple as that, and we'll keep you updated with any changes. Now, I know that a lot of you aren't going to agree with these changes, but I want you to picture something. You just got off work from a random Saturday, you know, you just finished your porn shoot because you're a fucking Chad, and you want to play some Valorant, and you go to try to play a game, and you get into a game, and someone dodges it, then you get into another game, and someone dodges it, and then dodges it, and dodges, and dodges, over and over and over again, and it feels like to just get into a damn game, it's taken like 10 or 15 minutes, and it just is pretty frustrating, and that's kind of what they're trying to deal with. They're trying to deal with that problem. Now, I do understand that there's multiple reasons to dodge. Like they said, when you get into the chat and everyone's freaking toxic right off the bat, you know, they're yelling, they're acting crazy. You don't want to play with those people, so you want to dodge. And they said that they're not going to penalize people too much if you're infrequent. But I think the more frequent dodging that happens is map dodging. People don't want to play freaking Icebox. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. But I really don't think that's what Riot wants to have happen. But the thing is, I think players are going to dodge bad maps even if they lose ranked rating. I mean, honestly, this happened a lot in Overwatch. You got heavily penalized for dodging a map, but there were some maps that were so god-awful, Paris, that people just wanted to dodge these maps no matter freaking what. But that's only because those maps were so bad that people would rather eat the loss than play them at all. And I don't think that this is going to dissuade that if people start feeling that way about some maps like Icebox, but I'm not quite sure it's to that point yet. We're gonna have to wait and see, but I'm really interested in your perspective on this. Do you agree, disagree? Do you not think there should be any lost RR? I really want to know your opinion. Let me know. Then we'll go to the next thing that we have to talk about. The next question is, when are devs going to make knife hit detection system more accurate? Escalation revealed some of its shortcomings, and here was the answer by the Riot developers. Our knife is a bit of a meme right now. It's serving the purpose of either psychological driven kills on unaware opponents or a last resort when out of ammo, but it's rarely a decent or reliable choice to use in any other situation. The hitbox is static, unintuitive, and only active for a brief period of time. This leads to frustration and confusion when combined with visuals that imply that the knife does damage during the entirety of the slash motion. These are things that we'd like to improve, but other weapon balance issues generally take priority over this because the knife isn't intended to be a critical part of our combat model. We don't think it should ever be the best choice in a fight, but we would like to make it feel better to use by improving its reliability and hit satisfaction, as well as allowing it to be viable but not necessary weapon choice in some situations. For escalation, we were hoping to take a pass on the knife to give the knife level an extra oomph, but we ran out of time, and to do so would have significantly delayed the mode, so we shipped big knife instead, hoping that a speed boost jump plus longer range and more damage would make that level at least bearable if not good. We hope to come back in the future and give the knife a closer look and the love it deserves. We just need to figure out what really makes the most sense. Now, this all sounds pretty good to me. I don't want the knife to ever be something that we actively use, of course, because it's a freaking knife. It's free. It doesn't really make any sense. But I also want to make sure that when I stab someone and on my screen, my knife actually stabs someone, they're actually going to take damage, right? I think most of you can agree with that, and they're basically going to work on that down the pipeline. Not making it a priority, so it could be many patches in the future, but it's something that they have at least in the back of their mind, so it's not going to be scuffed like that forever. The next one that we got to talk about is actually big deathmatch changes, either deathmatch added as a whole or changes to free-for-all that are hinted by a Riot developer. There was a lot of questions and answers going on Reddit, and a Riot developer said this: deathmatch was designed to kind of straddle a middle ground between a mode that you can compete in and win and a practice / warm up to your aim. Our future desire is to split this mode into two different modes. One focused on competing that perhaps has other new game mechanics, and one that is always available that is focused on warm up and practice, which is what a lot of people are asking for. A limited factor right now for the always-on warm-up mode is that they're still building the technology to join people to a match in progress. Until we do that, any warm-up style mode with infinite time doesn't quite work, because eventually the match will get into a bad state where not enough players will be in the game to make it viable. As a TLDR, we'll update this in the future to hopefully be closer to what players are asking for, but we need to finish some critical tech first. And this is really interesting. Apparently, there is nothing set in stone to allow people to join in a match that is actively going on. It seems that people are put into servers, and these servers aren't actively open, meaning that people can't jump in and jump out of them, and that's the technology that they're working on right now. So a lot of people that are asking for a drop-in, drop-out deathmatch mode that most of us would like for warm-up, that's going to be coming down the pipeline, but still not yet. They got to work on the technology first, so until then, we can have a whole lot of fun spawning in deathmatch with literal LOS of another enemy and then insta-dying. Isn't it freaking amazing? But moving on to the last story that I wanted to talk about, and it's actually a really minor tweak coming to the game that could have big ramifications on not only scrimming, but esports as a whole. Now, a coach at NRG stated this, some things that he really wanted in Valorant, lists of things that needed fixing or adding in Valorant. He said changes to the Bucky, Frenzy, and Stinger, which 2 out of the 3 were already changed after he posted this. Adjustments to the net code, because right now it favors wide swinging, which is something that we're not really going to talk about right now. 3, which is co-slot plus replay system, which I am going to talk about. 4 being no voice ban people in ranked, which is kind of weird. And then 5th is lower the op price a little. Now, I'm not going to talk about any of that besides what the Riot dev specifically responded to, which is the coach slot. And Riley Yerk, which is the esports strategist at Riot, said, hope it's not a surprise, but coach slots are on the way. We're excited for coaches to be a bigger part of matches. And here's the thing about coach slots. Coach slots is really useful. You could have a coach slot in a game, in a scrim, reviewing, talking, being able to spectate, things like that. But what this actually alludes to is a freaking replay system / spectator mode. Having a person that can be omniscient and watch the game, not from just the point of view of one person, but the point of view of multiple. Fly around the map, maybe analyze multiple sides of the map and really get a feel for what's happening, gathering information from the entire battlefield, making strategies for future maps, and the list goes on and on and on. This is all stuff that is hopefully in the pipeline along with the already confirmed coach slot. I'm very hopeful for this because I think we've been needing this since the beginning, but definitely let me know what big thing that you think Valorant needs besides more MILFs in the comments down below. But go to the GameLeap website in the links down below for tons and tons of in-depth advanced guides, tips and tricks, VOD reviews. We got so much damn content. We're literally stacked for the brim of content. So all you got to do is go check it out in the links down below, and I'm sure that you're going to have a good time. But thank you so much for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video. I love your faces. I'm Coach Mills, and I'll see you tomorrow.